Sahajanand Swami Maharajini Jai. Vachanamrit number 116, Loyazeth Vachanamrit. Shriji Maharaj in this Vachanamrit is guiding us to lead a disciplinary life, a life in which the soul, the master of this faculty, is in total charge of the Indriyas and the Antakaran, the senses and the mind and the intellect is in total control of the soul. Only then can we live a spiritual life in which the spirit dictates what and how things are to be done or engaged with. Why has the spirit lost control on its own faculties? Because of Antar Shatru, inner enemies. Which are these Antar Shatrus? Alas, Pramad, Chhal, Kapat, Chanchalta, Kam, Krodh, Lobh, Moh, Mad, Matsar. Our laziness, our procrastination, our deceit, the way we cheat ourselves, our insincerities, our dishonesties, our restlessness, desires, anger, greed, lust, attachment, bondage, jealousy, insecurities. All of these have impurified us, and we need to overcome these if we want to spiritually evolve or progress. Isn't it simple? But is it simple or easy to overcome these? No, we will have to put in a lot of effort, because sometimes these Antar Shatrus have Mandaveg and sometimes they have Tivra Veg. And when this question is asked, that how and when are these Antar Shatrus Manda and how are they Tivra? What can I do to weaken these Antar Shatrus is the question. And God says, only and only discipline of Ahar can help us overcome this. Ahar means food, and food may not be just restricted to the food we eat, but whatever we see is the food for the eyes. Whatever we hear is the food for the ears. Whatever we think is food for thought. We will have to discipline the ahar given to all our Indriyas and Antakaran. Whatever we feed to the Indriyas and Antakaran will have to be filtered, monitored, if we want to live a disciplined life. This indiscipline has become a vyasan to us, he says. Jem bhangyanu, afinu, darunu, ganjanu ક્રિયમાન કર્મએ કરીને વ્યસન પડી જાય છે, તેમ આ સ્વભાવ બની ગયા છે. Just like how drugs can become an addiction to the addicted, these swabhavs have become our own addiction. We are addicted to being lazy. We are addicted to cheating with ourselves. We are addicted to constantly fooling ourselves. We are addicted to desires, to anger, to greed. All these inner negativities have become our addiction. So the question asked to God is, can we overcome these swabhavs? He says, શ્રદ્ધા સહિત આગ્રહ રાખે અને શૂરવીરપણું રાખે ને ફોશી ન થાય, તેથી સ્વભાવ ટળે છે. અને સ્વભાવ તો હમણાંના પણ હોય ને પૂર્વ જન્મના પણ હોય. જો પૂર્વ જન્મના સ્વભાવ હશે તો રૂડા સંતના સમાગમમાં રહીને અતિ પ્રયાસે કરીને ટાળે તો માંડ માંડ ટળે. These natures, these limitations, these negativities are not just of this janma. In various janmas we have accumulated these swabhavs, these prakrutis, these antar shatrus. We have fed them birth after birth. Hence we are here for another birth to overcome them. If we are not going to be complacent in our efforts, if we are going to be in the company of saints and do as they say and put a lot of hard work and conscious effort behind it, then this swabhav can be overcome. Motta Santano Samagam is an avashyakta. We really need the company, the sanidhya, the guidance, the mentoring, the obedience of saints who have overcome this. Spirituality is like a Guru Shishya Parampara. Only a Guru can pass these treasures to a Shishya. These improvements, these disciplines have to be learnt from a Guru. They cannot be self-imbibed. A Shastra can show you the path, but we need a Satpurush to constantly guide us and help us in taming our own senses. Even having sung of a saint is like an ahar to the spirit. Like what food is to the stomach, a saint's company is to the soul. It is food of the soul to be in good spiritual vibes, because vibrations is what the soul feeds on. So to begin with, we need to give it good spiritual food, which is the sang. Netrano ahar, shotrano ahar. The food of the eyes, the food of the ears is also what needs to be factored. Ahar can be of three types: sattvic, rajasic, tamasic. Swabhav can be of three types: sattvic, rajasic, tamasic. Recently, somebody gave a very good example of differentiation between sattvic, rajasic and tamasic. He said that when a sattvic purush sits for a meal, he offers whatever food is being offered to him in the platter. He offers the same to God and feeds himself as if he is feeding God, and doesn't find any problem with what is served, how it is. A rajasic person eating a meal will not have this sattvic inclination and will be interested in adding some chaat masala, some mirchi, some kind of accomplishments like papads, like salads, and the whole focus goes on the enjoyment of the food rather than the nutrition or nourishment of the food. A tamasic person treats the same meal by complaining that this is not right, that is not right, this has lesser salt, this is not hot enough, why this menu was selected, and he or she hates this menu, is how a tamasic person approaches a meal. These are swabhavs. One is completely detached, immersed in God. One is completely interested in indulgences, and the third is constantly battling within. And hence they ask us to avoid tamasic food, to avoid rajasic food. Tamasic food will increase tamasic prakriti in us. Hence onions, garlic, meat, foods that excite this swabhav in us are requested or asked to be refrained from. Why do spiritual practices instill acts of upvas or fasting? Because he says, sahan shakti vadhe. Upvas, bhuk, taras, tad, tadko sahan kare, to swabhav tade. If we are going to constantly test ourselves, if I am hungry, I will allow myself to be hungry. Then I am taming my sense of hunger. If I am thirsty, I will allow myself to be thirsty. Then I am taming my sense of thirst. Tad tadko, if I allow my skin to tolerate, I am training it to be more resilient, more immune to external circumstances. The lesser and lesser we are affected by external stimulus, the more and more spiritually empowered we are. Developing this mental and spiritual strength is why these disciplinary tools are necessary. How to tame the indriyas and antakaran? He says, ચક્ષુ ઇન્દ્રિયને નાસિકાગ્ર દ્રષ્ટિ રાખે ને આડું અવડું જોવા દે નહીં. સ્ત્રી આદિક દેખાઈ જાય અને અયોગ્ય ઘાટ ન થયો હોય તો પણ જ્યાં સુધી નેત્રને સારી પેઠે બાળે નહીં અને એમાંથી આંસુ ચાલે નહીં ત્યાં સુધી ઘડી બે ઘડી પર્યંત નાસિકાગ્ર દ્રષ્ટિ કરીને જોઈ રહે. Meditation, training the eyes. If the eyes have gotten indulged in some inappropriate things, if lust attracts the eye, then we must train the eye by meditating for 1 ghadi, 2 ghadi, 24 minutes, 48 minutes. Make the eye stare at one murti of God without blinking for 24 minutes, for 48 minutes. Even if the eyes burn, let them burn. Even if the eyes have tears in them, let them have those tears. But train the eyes that next time I will not allow you to indulge in any kind of lustful act. If you don't listen to me, I'll punish you like this or I will train you like this. નાસિકા ઇન્દ્રિય ને કોઈ વસ્ત્ર ગંધાતું હોય ને તે ન ગમે તો એમ વિચારે જે મારો દેહ પણ ઉપરથી તો સારો છે પણ માહી તો રુધિર માંસ હાડકા અને પેટમાં તો મળ મૂત્ર ના આંતરડા છે. એમ વિચારીને નાસિકા ઇન્દ્રિયને જીતે ને એની ચંચળતાને ટાળે. The nose wants to smell only good things, and when something bad is smelt and it is disliked and it affects us, at that time the mind, the soul needs to train the nose that just because you can't smell your own self inside, you feel that there is nothing smelling foul in you, but everything inside us, our excreta, our urination, our digestive system, our skin, our flesh, everything smells foul. But we can't, just because we can't smell it, we feel that everything inside us does not smell. Just because we bathe, we feel that we are neat and clean. But the truth is that everything inside us is also smelling foul. We have to earn this detachment that whether I smell good things or bad things, it doesn't affect me. Whatever I want to see, my eyes will see. કાનની ચંચળતા તો એવી છે જે રમૂજ થતી હોય અથવા ભવાઈ થતી હોય તો એને સાંભળ્યામાં હેત થાય ને ભગવાનની કથા કીર્તન સાંભળ્યામાં તો નિદ્રા આવે. એવું થાય ત્યારે ઊભા થવું ને નિદ્રા આળસને ટાળવું અને ભગવાનની કથા સાંભળ્યામાં શ્રદ્ધા રાખવી ને હેત રાખવું તો કાન જીતાય. The ears don't feel sleepy when they are listening to music or when they are watching a movie continuously for 3 hours. But the moment we sit in satsang, the moment we are doing bhajan, it feels lazy, it wants to sleep, it feels restless, it feels distracted. When we feel lazy like this, we must make ourselves stand up and we must not allow ourselves to yawn or to get lazy or to procrastinate our satsang. My ears have to yearn for satsang. As much as they like material indulgences, they must like spiritual indulgences. ત્વચા ઇન્દ્રિયને જાણી જાણીને તાડ તડકો વરસાદ તેને ખમવો ને ગોદડી હોય તે ઉશીકે મૂકી રાખવી ને સારી પેઠે તાડ વાય ત્યારે જ ઓઢવી. જ્યાં ત્યાં પડી રહેવું. We must train our body. Every day I will not give you a comfort of the bed. Sometimes I'm okay even sleeping on the floor. Even if I don't have a blanket to comfort me in the night, I will learn to tolerate heat or cold, and I will train my body to bathe in hot water or cold water. It must not matter that today if the geyser is not working, I will feel disturbed. I must be okay with facing any circumstances. હાથની ચંચળતા કેમ ટાળવી? તો જ્યારે હાથ નવરા હોય ત્યારે હાથમાં માળા રાખીને શ્વાસોશ્વાસે ભગવાનનું નામ લઈને ઉતાવળી લહેરકે માળા ન કરવી, પણ ધીમેથી કરવી. Each bead of the mala we must say Swaminarayan, Swaminarayan, Raj Prabhu, Hey Allah, Oh my Lord, whatever we want to chant, but we must chant each bead with each breath peacefully. And he says, don't give me these lame excuses. કેટલાક તો એમ કહે જે મને કરીને તો નામ વધુ લેવાય છે, એ વાત તો તદ્દલ ખોટી છે. જેટલું જીભે લેવાય તેટલા જ મને કરીને લેવાય છે, એમ કરે તો હાથની ચંચળતા ટળે. Don't fool yourself that I like to chant God's name in my mind. I don't feel like doing malas. He says you are fooling yourself. If the mind and the tongue and the hands are all synchronized and taking God's name, that is the real form of mala. And until you do this, you will not overcome the restlessness of the hand. પગ ચંચળ હોય તો આસને કરીને જીતવું. We must do yoga, exercise, walks, runs, jogs to overcome the chanchalta of the legs. શિષ્ટને ઇન્દ્રિયને ચડ આવે તો પણ તેને હાથે કરીને અડે જ નહીં. If the genitals or the reproductory organs are restless and are constantly wanting you to touch them and indulge in them, then we must refrain from even touching them, even if you feel itchy. We have to tame each sense. અને આહાર થોડો કરે ને ઉપવાસ કર્યા કરે, દેહને બળહીન કરી નાખે તો શિષ્ટને જીતાય. If there is one indriya, he says, એક ઇન્દ્રિયને પરિપક્વ જીતે તો સર્વે ઇન્દ્રિય જીતાય, એવી તો એક જીવવા છે. If we are going to control and monitor our ahar, our food intake, automatically the genitals will also be less restless. The hands and legs and eyes and ears will all start becoming less restless, because ahar is yukta. It is ideal. We must eat for the tummy and not for the tongue. If our food intake is pure, pavitra, as per God's guidance, then our charitra will also be pavitra. વાણીની ચંચળતા તો વચમાં પોતે ઢાપણ કરીને બોલવું નહીં, ને બોલાઈ જાય તો 25 માળવા ફેરવવી તો વાણીની ચંચળતા ટળી જાય. The tongue, the speech also have to be monitored. We must not speak out of turn, and if sometimes we speak out of turn, we debate, we argue, we kind of manipulate. When such behavior happens with our speech, we must punish the speech by doing 25 more malas. The more Nam Smaran we do, the more the chanchalta of the Indriyas will be overcome. And at the end of the Vachanamrita, he guides that along with this discipline, we must also have Atma Vichar constantly. હું આત્મા છું, બ્રહ્મ છું, અલિંગ છું, ને આકાશની પેઠે સ્થિર છું. I am calm. I am alinga. All these indriyas, all these antakarans are not me. I am Brahma Swarup. ભગવાન ને ભગવાનના ભક્તનું ને સંતનું મહાત્મ્ય જાણવું. I am lucky to be reading these Vachanamrits and to be guided by the saints. 9 પ્રકારે ભક્તિ કરવી. We must worship God. We must do bhakti of God constantly. અને ભગવાનની ને ભક્તની સેવા ચાકરી કરવી. After withdrawing all the senses and the mind from indulgences, we don't have to give in to nothingness. We don't have to be disinterested or indifferent or depressed in life. We must now redirect all the indriyas and the antakaran into the bhakti and seva of God. Then we will constantly be blissful and peaceful. Sahajanand Swami Maharajani